So it is believed that when you have a problem, you should go to the source of the problem. If you want to get a solution to that problem, you discover what is the cause of this problem. Then by finding the cause of the problem, you can, by that means, trace or discover the solution to that problem. I'm again the Juliet, and this is Real Life with Lady J. Where we discuss life realities. We talk about things that have to do with our everyday living. And in this week's edition, I want to talk about something that affects so many people in the society. It's a social problem. You might not really see it on the faces of people, but they are passing through it. They might not tell you. See bitter people everywhere. You have not said something that is even annoying. They are angry at you. You'll be like, who's making this person to be angry? Unhappy people everywhere. They are depressed. Somebody does not need to commit suicide before you know the person is depressed. I want to talk about depression and tracing it from the root, because everything has a root. Now, what is depression? In simple terms, depression is just a state of being unhappy. What causes depression? We have loneliness, we have idleness. Now, a state of being idle is a state of being empty. It's a state of you not being occupied. That is a state of being idle. When you are not occupied with any activity, when you are not engaged in any activity, you are said to be idle. And man was not created to be an idle being. That is where the fault is coming from for some people. You can't just be idle. You can't just stay without doing anything. You should be engaged in something. You should do something. Engaging in activities that promote good living. That's what I'm talking about. Engaging in activities that promote productivity. Engaging in activities that promote connectivity. That promote your social network positively. Because that is when you feel the vibes of life. But when you're idle, you don't feel the vibes of life. Now, idleness leads to loneliness. Loneliness is a state of the mind where the individual feels alone. You feel like you're the only one in this world. You feel like there's no one close to you. That's a state of loneliness. And that leads to depression. Because when something is wrong with your mental health, it affects your thoughts, it affects your words, it affects your actions. It affects everything about you. So someone will say, I want to fight depression. Fighting depression is not what you should start with. What you should start with is the root. That is idleness. Because there should be something that is causing you to be depressed. There should be something that is stealing your happiness. There should be something that is stealing your joy. You have to look at it. What is this thing that is stealing my joy? Some people, they might not be really idle. They might have something they are doing, but they might feel lonely. So if you have something you are doing and feel lonely, you have to trace it. Why am I feeling lonely? Why am I feeling lonely? You have to trace it. Because depression cannot just come just like that. There is a source. There is a root. You can't just be unhappy for a long period of time. Yes, there's something like mood swing. That one is different. When you are unhappy for a long period of time, when you lose focus of the future, then you are depressed. When you can't think positive of tomorrow, when you are no longer optimistic enough about your tomorrow, then you are depressed. You are going through a state of depression and you have to address it. when you feel unhappy, even in a very, very happy environment, you are with your family, you feel unhappy, you are with friends, you feel unhappy, you always feel as though you are not loved, you are depressed. There is something not right with your mental health, and you have to address it before it gets the whole of you and then makes you to do something that you would regret. So how do we tackle this social problem called depression? How do we tackle it? First of all, you have to come to the realization that I am depressed. Every day, you have to look at yourself, and you have to know, be conscious of your mental health. Because some people sometimes they feel unhappy, they'll be like, why am I feeling unhappy? Why am I feeling unhappy? They don't even know the cause of it. You have to ask yourself, be conscious of your mental health. Know that you are depressed. Have the consciousness first. After having the consciousness, then go for the why. Why? Why am I feeling this way? Am I in a state of transition? Because sometimes when you are in a state of transition, it is normal for you to feel lonely. If you are transiting from adolescent to adulthood, it is normal for you to feel lonely. Especially when you have to leave your friends behind. I'm not talking about the age now. You grow by age, yes, but it has to do with something of the mind too. So when you are growing by age, you are growing together with your peers, but then you are growing mentally and they are lagging behind. You don't have to force them to go with you in the train of mental growth. No. So by the time you are going alone on that train, you feel lonely at first. So it's normal. You feel like you don't have friends. You feel like you're alone. It's normal. You just have to endure that phase. Get better. You will just be fine. But in a state whereby you feel I don't have friends, maybe because you on your own you decide to isolate yourself for reasons best known to you, then you should rethink. Why are you isolating yourself from your friends? Are they bad influence? Is the relationship toxic? Why are you isolating yourself? If you don't have a good reason why you're isolating yourself, then there's something wrong with you. Then you should look into it, because you should know yourself better. Man, know thyself. So you should know yourself better, and you should think it out. What is wrong with me? Why do I not want these people around me anymore? You should ask yourself those questions. Because when you have friends and then you are isolating yourself from your friends, you will definitely feel lonely. It's normal. Ways you can overcome depression. Ways you can overcome loneliness. If you are idle, then get something to do. Engage in something. Engage in something so you will be busy. When you are busy with a business, you will not be idle. And when you are not idle, it's almost difficult for you to be lonely. Because loneliness sometimes, it doesn't necessarily mean you don't have friends. Even you yourself, some people they enjoy their own company, but in a state whereby you don't even enjoy your own company, you are lonely. Presently, many people, both young and old, depression is just eating people up. Sometimes they might not even tell you. Something is not just right with them. They are losing their happiness. They are not happy. And one thing about life, the more you lose your happiness is the more you feel There's nothing I'm even doing here, and then you want to commit suicide. Learn to manage your stress. Understand the period of your transitions. Know when you are going through challenges. Be conscious of it and tell yourself, I want to overcome. Life is a battlefield. Be ready to fight. Whenever you're going through any challenge, be ready to fight it. Fight through so you can win. Be careful how you compare yourself with people, because this also leads to depression. You cannot be like everybody. Everybody cannot be like you. Everyone is unique in their own way. Everyone is peculiar. I cannot be you. You cannot be me. Okay, you love the way this person does this thing. Oh, you can learn. You can learn from people. But comparing in such a way that it's as though you want to live the life of that person. No. Be careful about the kind of relationship you keep, the people you mingle with, the people you relate with. Very, very important. And try not to be friends with everyone. You cannot be friends with everybody at the same time. If people don't want you in their life, don't force yourself on them. Don't force yourself on them. That can also cause depression. Just be you and be happy being you. Don't worry. People don't want you to be their friends. Your friends will come. Definitely, everybody has a friend. Your friends will definitely come. You might not be depressed today. That doesn't mean that there is no situation that would not cause you to be depressed tomorrow. Guard yourself. Guard yourself. The Bible will say, if you fall in the day of adversity, your strength is weak. That is why at every period of time we need strength. We need strength. I'm not talking about physical strength. Of course, physical strength is good. You need a mental strength, you need a spiritual strength. We need strength because life is a battlefield. And you cannot do it without strength. You need strength to carry on, you need strength to fight, you need strength to win. Do have a lovely week. And please don't allow depression to get the best part of you. Thank you for watching.